Hello and good evening, world. We are broadcasting live to the internet. Welcome to another episode of Midnight's Edge After Dark. I am, of course, your narrator supreme, Mr. Robb Robot Schlo, bleary-eyed and bushy. With me, as always, Mr. Tom Connors.
Hello there. You're cutting out real bad there, buddy.
Let me close the browser here. How's that?
Yeah, there we go. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah.
The lovely problems of going live. We got to work on that. But yeah, how we doing tonight, good sir?
Oh, fantastic! I got to check my services, see what I could turn off. But anyway, gotta love Windows 10. Maybe they're trying to sneak an update in.
Are you trying to tell me that I got a stretch for you?
Stretch.
Well, we got a loaded show tonight. It's Thursday evening, and the chat is now a part of our show. I finally figured out how to add you guys to the program so you can see the chat there on the side. So make sure next time we go live, you join us so you can be a part of the chat as well. And for all you guys who are listening right now and out there in the chat, we thank you for joining us. Just try and keep the dirty words to a minimum, and no slurs or anything like that. We don't need that on the screen.
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean. People.
It's
Yes.
a family show.
Yes.
So let's just jump right in.
We got some big news tonight, like a lot of news and weird news.
Oh yeah, well, weird news. According to ABC, other sources, it's still game on for the Star Wars spin-off films.
Yeah, it turns out Disney came out and said something about this news that broke yesterday. Funny, they still haven't come out and said a word about Miss Kennedy stepping down, though, have they?
No, they haven't. It's everything's cool. Everything's cool. Don't worry, we got it all under control here. Nothing to see here, people. Please disperse. Yeah, like Frank Drebin. Please disperse. Nothing to see here. Or like Kevin Bacon in Animal House. Remain calm. All is well. So anyway, ABC News. Hold up, Star Wars fans. Reports of the death of future standalone films from that galaxy far, far away, like Solo, Rogue One, and a rumored but never announced Obi-Wan Kenobi project appear to be premature and speculative at best. Lucasfilm sources on Thursday characterized as inaccurate a report that future Star Wars movies falling outside the regular trilogy storyline, episodes 1 through 9, have been put on hold in the wake of box office underperformance of Solo. Instead, Lucasfilm told ABC there are still quote unquote multiple Star Wars films currently in development that have not been officially announced. Those projects are moving forward from an already announced Star Wars trilogy overseen by the Last Jedi director Ryan Roundhead Johnson, and another series of movies from Game of Thrones producers David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, the Game of Thrones guys. Star Wars Episode 9, starring Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, is set to hit theaters in December 2019. The film's being directed by Jar Jar Abrams, who also helmed The Force Awakens in 2015. Lucasfilm is not yet talking publicly about the subject of any unannounced Star Wars films or their expected release dates. Fans will just have to wait and see. Always in motion, the future is, as Yoda would say. So,
yeah, they just jumped right on this. That's the weird thing we were saying was like, again, yet nothing about Kathleen Kennedy, but they made sure to let us know that nothing has changed. Business as usual, folks. We're still moving ahead with everything. Don't panic.
Cool. Yeah. Everything's cool. Don't worry. Everything's fine. Yeah. Everything's fine. Don't pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
It's just at least they jumped out on it. We have a retraction, I guess, from yesterday. Somebody went ahead with some rumor, and a lot of people reported it. So here we go. The truth is out there now. There's still plenty of Star Wars on the way from Disney.
Well, but they don't say what is actually in development.
Oh, they did make sure to let us know that Ryan Roundhead Johnson's trilogy is still in development. That
big round head just won't go away.
And I got a round head too, so I shouldn't talk. But
he's like a mad ball. Remember the mad balls? The
yes.
balls that were like really ugly. Yeah, he's like one of those. But not in like a ugly in a cute, adorable way, like ugly in an annoying way. I mean,
Right.
him and his little plaid shirt, even though, he probably lives 100 miles from the nearest tree, doesn't have the upper body strength to lift an axe.
Right. But it was kind of funny that they mentioned the Obi-Wan movie because we got something today that was kind of strange.
Yeah. So apparently, the first 2 pages of an Obi-Wan script, got released, as they say, over the transom.
But
for people, let me just explain that phrase for a second. Over the transom means it just shows up. It just kind of shows up in your inbox. You didn't really ask for it, No, that's it.
So take it with a grain of salt. But
yeah, and it was under the working title, The Joshua Tree. So obviously it was written by Bono. So
I wanted to do very good Obi-Wan movie.
I tell you, this man Obi-Wan, this man, he's oppressed. He's living in the desert. He doesn't get a chance. He's living in a desert in a shack.
He doesn't have food.
He doesn't have food. He's got to pick mushrooms from a moisture evaporator. That shows you how oppressed he is. He doesn't get to vote. He's a man living in a shack in El Salvador. He doesn't get to vote either. Pay no attention to my Maserati. No. No. That's not a $200,000 Italian sports car behind me. What are you talking about?
Well, there wasn't anything really exciting in this script, even though it was pulled down, I guess, eventually, I guess at the behest of Disney, I'm assuming, or Lucasfilm. But basically, it's pretty, I don't know, boring.
It's innocuous, generic. It's 2 pages. I mean, what can you glean from 2 pages?
Yeah, it's pretty thin on what's in there.
Yeah, there's no details. It
basically says starts in Tatooine. Obi-Wan's chopping up some veggies. That's about it, really.
Yeah, so apparently Obi-Wan, he's gonna be played by Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. Oh fucking hell.
Oh, what the hell?
This Tone's still mooing.
But anyway, so take it what you will.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't a major story tonight. We were kind of thinking about doing something with it, but we're like, there's nothing here.
As they say, it's a nothing burger.
Kind of.
Yeah, so let's move on to another.
Oh, there's more story. Star Wars news. This you can chalk up to the kind of pathetic category. Tell us about this, Rob.
Yeah. Apparently, there's some fans. They're trying to raise money to remake The Last Jedi. They have a website. It's not on Kickstarter or GoFundMe or Indiegogo, but they're trying to raise money to remake The Last Jedi, and Roundhead Ryan Johnson has said, please. I'm like, you can't just leave well enough alone, can you? You round-headed bastard. And I'm gonna keep calling him you round-headed bastard. But this comes actually to us from sci-fi.com. Sci-fi.com actually really sucks lately. But so let's just go through this. Star Wars: The Last Jedi was released theatrically just 6 months ago, but writer-director Ryan Roundhead Johnson is already a veteran when it comes to absorbing and responding to harsh criticism and outright hate from Star Wars fans. I don't think he's absorbed enough hate. Okay, even though the abuse he's taking, he's getting off easy.
Hatred makes him stronger.
He's seen petitions to get the film removed from the official canon, abuse hurled at his cast, and he's even had death threats aimed his way. Okay,
alleged abuse.
Alleged abuse.
I still have.
But over the last few days, a new anti-Last Jedi movement has landed. That's likely new to even Johnson. A campaign to completely remake his movie. A far-fetched fan campaign dubbed simply "Remake The Last Jedi" went live on Twitter on June 14th, complete with a website asking for fan fundraising pledges and a plan to convince Disney to work with organizers to completely rewrite and remake the film. You can head over to their Twitter page to read the details, but it's clear that this is not an attempt just to make an unlicensed fan film. The organizers of the campaign want to gather together a group of fans to make a whole new version of The Last Jedi, apparently with the same $200 million budget somehow, that will be, in their words, as close to universally accepted as possible.
Well, they got about 10% of their budget together, according to reports, but
yeah. Yeah.
Guys.
So anyway, just a little bit more of this story. This week, recent tweets from the campaign went viral, which led some notable celebrity responses. Actor, writer. Okay, you know what? Calling him an actor, writer, in the same sentence is a bit of a stretch. Seth Rogen and Star Wars Aftermath author Chuck Wendig had questions about the campaign, and Rogen even decided to take his directly to the source in an attempt to figure out more details. Johnson, who's remained very active with Star Wars, also noticed his response here, and he just said, "Please, please, 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 please." Actually, yeah, it'd be circles because his head's so round. Because it's please, 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 just bunch of circles. So, yeah, but. Yeah, but okay. I'm not gonna. I don't want to see like I'm against the fan community, whatever that may entail now. But don't give these people money, please. And they do say that on their website if nothing happens, if Disney doesn't approve of their plan, which is a far-fetched plan to begin with,
Disney is not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you come up with $250 million, they're still not going to do it.
No. And just to play, I don't care if you are going to get the money back. Just don't give them your money. I mean, if take the money, donate it to charity.
Yes, there's a million other things that could be done with that money right now that are more important going on that we're not even going to get started on. Point is, it's just. Normally we say this about petitions, unless it's to save a TV show, they don't work. They never work. The only times I've ever seen them work is just to save a TV show. And usually you got to get a lot of buzz behind it, like Doomcock did with The Expanse and stuff like that. It just,
Yeah, so like I said, take if you're thinking about donating money, please take it, donate to charity. Donate to a children's hospital, whatever it is. Buy some canned goods. My local ShopRite, they have donations to donate food for an animal shelter.
Or like Random Game User 42 just said, why not become a patron of Midnight's Edge with your Star Wars money?
Well, we're trying to be magnanimous here,
Put it to good work. No, I know. I'm just kidding. Point is, though, there's a million things you could do with that money that's more important than a pointless fan dream that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
And this is coming from people who aren't that big of fans of The Last Jedi, mind you, so.
That goes without saying. But anyway, like I said, I think that's we've said this all we can about this. Besides, how it should have ended already covered The Last Jedi. How to fix The Last Jedi. And there's a guy actually named Ivan Ortega. He's on YouTube. He's re-editing the film with all the existing footage to make it something that's even just more palatable. So check out his fan edits. I usually don't go for fan edits, but actually the work he's doing is actually pretty good. So
I'm not surprised. I knew this was going to happen sooner or later because I said it to you, and I'm sure I've said it on the air too. You can cut out the entire Canto Bite scene, all that, and the movie would still make sense. It's completely unnecessary. There's a million other things too, and you could re-edit and fix and change and possibly even give Leia a proper exit out of the film. And it's just that's something you guys can do, but don't sink any money into this. It's not going to happen. Star Wars is never going to, or Disney and Lucasfilm are never going to remake Star Wars.
Like I said, we've already spent too much time on this, but they used to happen when I was still an active member over at PlayStation.com. On the forums, people used to, we're raising money, we're doing a Kickstarter to make MAG 2, and MAG was stood for massive action game. that was a Sony intellectual property. Oh yeah, we're raising money for a new SOCON game. I'm like, no, you do not own the intellectual property. You cannot come along and just start messing with it. You know, if it's something like I said, you could do it for your own. You could do something for your own amusement. That's fine. You know. You can show your friend, hey, look what I did. You know, oh, I made this mod. Oh, that's cool.
Kind of like your puppet shows.
Yeah,
you do for yourself.
There you go. My dirty puppet shows. Yes.
Oh yes. Shit! I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I said I was never going to talk about that on the air. My bad.
I told you we weren't going to talk about this on the air.
I'm sorry, Rob.
Okay, so anyway, we spent enough on this.
This is something we did talk about in the past, though, as a possibility. This next bit of news.
Roseanne, yes. From ABC News, just weeks after canceling Roseanne, the show's star Roseanne Barr posted racist tweets. ABC says it's keeping the show alive without Roseanne Barr. The Connors is the working title of the rebooted sitcom. It will be a spin-off of Roseanne, the network announced Thursday night. Roseanne Barr will have no financial or creative involvement with the new series, an ABC said in a press release. ABC and the show's production company, Carsey Warner, had been working behind the scenes to strike a deal ever since Roseanne was canceled on May 29th. The talks were tricky because of the thorny contracts, some of which were signed many years ago when the original Roseanne television show was on the air. ABC revived the show to great fanfare earlier this year, and it instantly became the #1 show of the new television season. But Barr's controversial behavior on Twitter was a constant headache for ABC. When she posted a racist comment about Valerie Jarrett and offensive comments about Chelsea Clinton and other political figures, the network decided it had to cancel the show. The swift cancellation stunned the TV industry. The show's writers were just about to return to work on the second season. ABC executives were outselling new season to potential advertisers, but the executives in charge of ABC and its parent company Disney felt that they had no choice but to cut ties with Barr. So anyway, like I said, they're going to, and this has been rumored actually for a while. They were
we even brought it up as a possibility.
It was going to either be centered around Darlene, or it was going to be
Dan losing Roseanne and the family dealing with that and everything, kind of like what was it? The Hogan family did back in
the Hogan family, yeah. So like I said, and you know, I kind of like what's her name? Sarah Gilbert. Yeah, she's kind of cool. She's okay.
Well, she was more of the central character in this newer show. I don't think I watched like the last 2 episodes, but it was okay for the most part. But yeah, her character dealing with her kids and dealing with all that was a little bit more about the show than Roseanne was. She was just kind of more of a, I mean, she was still the star, I guess you could say, but she wasn't like the central character.
Yeah. Super corny, yet Lucasfilm showrunners can rip into fans nonstop and still keep their jobs. Yeah, but they're not saying you guys. They're not. Okay, there's a line. I mean, Roseanne has been into a lot of nutty conspiracy theory stuff. Okay, her stuff with QAnon and all
this
that kind of stuff. This
is not the first time she's been in trouble either, or you know, said stupid shit like that. I mean, she does have a history of mental issues and stuff like that, too. That does need to be stated. And it also does need to be stated that both the stories, 2 out of the 3 stories that we've covered tonight so far, or 2 out of the 4, sorry, have come from ABC, so they came right from the horse's mouth, so you're going to get that kind of a skew on it. But, yeah, it's not surprising. We kind of figured this is what was going to happen, and it's a good thing because this way the cast and the showrunners and the people behind the scenes aren't being punished for Roseanne's actions. Yeah,
this is time to break out my Roseanne Barr impression. Dan. So that's all I can do. So don't ask for any more. Evil Lash, Colbert and his antics. Actually, well, Colbert is a different animal because he's a political comedian. That's what you're getting with him. But actually, Mike Coulter from Luke Cage is on with Colbert right now as I speak. So,
but speaking of ABC and Disney and all that stuff, because we have one little short story to go with this, and then we'll get into some questions from you guys real quick. It seems that a movie from Disney finally crossed the $100 million mark, and that was A Wrinkle in Time.
Ooh.
And there's a reason for this, isn't that right, Rob?
Yes, because they were showing it with The Incredibles.
In drive-ins as a pair, yes.
In drive-ins as a pair. But this is an old practice that dates back to like the 30s and 40s and 50s, even the 60s, where you have a double feature. You would have what they would call the A movie and the B movie.
And
the B movie would often run before the A movie.
And it was something they lost money on before. Nobody went to see the last time. But yeah, in this instance, it's a lot like, when a company will combine like a game company will put a game, or a movie company will put a movie in with a DVD player or whatever. It's already a pre-sale. So it's pre-sold with the item, so you're paying for it whether you want it or not. That's kind of what this is here with this. Everybody probably wanted to go see Incredibles, but they got stuck watching Wrinkle in Time, or at least Wrinkle in Time got that money. It's a common practice, yeah.
Yeah, and when everybody got you just logged into iTunes and you automatically downloaded their new album. Well, we have the most downloaded album in the world right now. Yeah, Zaman who's living in a tin shack with no internet. He gets our album too. Yeah, he gets our album.
All the children who don't have any water, they got our album. Yeah.
So
but that's the same difference. It's not a huge story, but it was kind of funny. We thought we'd bring it up because it's just kind of I don't know.
It's probably the only way A Wrinkle in Time would have broke 100 million.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Gosh.
I just want to say this. Okay. Mindy Kaling has been blaming critics about oh well, you know what? Because you can't connect. She's been. Okay. This is gonna be a few times. I'm gonna play the rate. I'm gonna talk about the race card. Mindy Kaling has been trying to do this thing where she's saying, "Oh, the reason why Ocean's 8 and Wrinkle in Time didn't get good reviews is because there's too many white male critics." And I'm like, "No, try. How about you? You made bad movies. How about there? How about you're not funny?
Right.
Okay, start there."
There is an overabundance of white male critics. She's not wrong there, but I don't think that has anything to do with the quality of the film.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Nobody complained when Siskel and Ebert were on television.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty sure a woman of color would have panned the movie to begin with.
Yeah.
Jeez, I mean, come on.
They got pretty negative reviews across the board, so I'm sure
even
the few diverse critics out there didn't give it very good ratings either.
Yeah. I mean, God. I mean, she made a movie with Awkwafina. Have you seen what she does? I saw and like I said, I don't want to rant about this too long, but I was watching Awkwafina. I read she got a development deal with Comedy Central, so I went to her YouTube channel, and I was just, what is this supposed to be?
Last time I checked, Awkwafina was something you drank. It was just water, but
yeah.
Oh, yeah. And this is even better yet. This wasn't even in the story, but I noticed this because Wisconsin is one of the few places that does actually have a few drive-ins, which is weird.
Yeah.
One of the nearest ones here, they figured out a way to get Solo some money. Guess what they paired that with?
The Incredibles?
Avengers.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, they're both Disney, distributed by Disney. So
Exactly, but it's the same thing.
Same idea, yeah. Pairing the A feature with the B feature.
But in this case, they flip-flopped them because Solo's the newer film. But yeah, I'm sure Avengers is the bigger draw.
Okay, we beat this story.
We have. Let's do some questions.
Let's do some questions. Yeah. And okay, people, we got questions here. We got questions. We got questions.
You got questions. We got answers. I think we can steal that because I'm not Circuit Cities.
Yeah, you got questions. Yeah, they're not around us too.
That's
anymore.
Right.
So anyway. Could Sarah Connor possible guest star appearance in Roseanne's spin-off series? I guess.
Sarah Connor. Wait a minute. There's so many Connors. What do I do?
What do I do?
Too many Connors.
How's my connection coming through?
You're doing pretty good tonight. Yeah, you've only cut out a few times.
Yeah, okay. Well, I've got.
Oh,
I've
yes.
got,
Draven G, any updates on the DC streaming service when it will launch? I believe I heard September. We forgot about that. We didn't get that into the show today, but yeah.
Did you see the Creed 2 trailer? No,
Yes.
I did not. Oh, you know what? Actually, you have PlayStation VR, right?
Yes.
There is actually Creed
next-
boxing coming for PlayStation VR.
Cool.
Yes.
They have
Actually, no.
next gen for the Star Trek VR now, I guess, too. For the
Yeah.
Bridge.
You know what? Maybe you should do a live stream of you playing that.
I should.
I'd watch that.
I don't know. That's scary, though.
But it would be funny though. It would be funny. Super Smash reviewers. What do you think of Platinum Dunes making another TMT reboot?
See yesterday's show for Major Rant, but yeah.
Yeah, we kind of covered that already.
No.
PSVR doesn't seem worth it right now, aside from the Star Trek game. Actually, there's Gran
some
Turismo.
cool shit on there. There is quite a bit, and I guess it's a lot cheaper than Oculus Rift. But yeah, until they get some more games and easier ways to play it, and the gameplay gets a little better, it is probably, because I guess you can do more with Oculus Rift. But it is what it is. I'm poor, so, and I got that a while ago on sale. I think for Black Friday.
Yeah. Tanner Redlin. Have you guys seen the Battlestar Galactica remake by Roger Moore? No, I have not. No. Will Griffin, do you think Justice League Frontier would have been a better movie choice to start? I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe.
Isn't that the one that takes place during World War II?
I think so.
Because I think I have the animated version of that.
Tim Augustin, when will Dukak and Harvey qualify for common law marriage?
I think they've been together for long enough, though. No, Zan. Oh, thank you, Ready by Nature. I should have thought of that one earlier.
Son of a bitch!
You dirty bastard. Do you guys plan on checking out Jordan Peele's Lovecraft Country for HBO when it comes out? Asked Twin River 100. Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
I haven't heard much about it, so.
Neither have I, so.
What
Vote
future?
Vote Saxon, yeah.
Well, that's one. What future? If I forget to say the names up front. You should keep doing it. Vote Saxon 07. What future, if any, do you see for the Ghostbusters franchise at Sony? They're still doing the animated film. I know that. But don't be surprised if we get a de facto Ghostbusters 3 here at some point. I have a feeling.
Tim Augustin, Rob, my only goal in life is to make you laugh during stream and to drink your Trekalog tears during Trekalogs. It's more anger than anything, but Oliver Smith. I usually don't get angry to the point where I weep openly. Oliver Smith, have you ever met Jeff Holiday? No, I have not. I'm not even sure who Jeff Holiday is. I know Doc Holiday is.
Oliver Smith also wants to know if we ever met the YouTuber Magog. Nope. Not that I'm aware of.
Tim on FLP. Tim on Flip, I guess. What do you think of Brie Larson taking the same position on white critics as Mindy, and no one at Marvel is saying not to get this kind of attention? Captain Marvel. I think she's been called into the principal's office. I think she's Kevin Feige said, hey, yeah, keep a lid on it. So,
but I don't. It's
a weird thing. She's not wrong, but at the same time, how do you? Oh well, there's too many white male critics. If nobody is going into this field, then you can't just change it overnight.
Right. You don't have. If you're not out there doing it, if you are a woman or somebody of, who's other than white, then you can't really complain about it. I mean, yes, these people are actually in the industry. I get that, but, it's not the critics' fault. You don't take it out on them,
there used to be a thing in the NFL, like about 15, 20 years ago. Oh, how come there's not a lot of black quarterbacks? It's because they don't try out for those positions. And we have some more black quarterbacks now, Robert Griffin III, Geno Smith, but still, I mean, they don't try out for these positions. So anyway, it's not something, like I said, it's not something you can change overnight. It's not something you can change. I mean, you have to get people to develop a love of movies when they're young and want to talk to people about it. I mean, yeah.
Well, YouTube is kind of the place where the diversity is starting to come out. If not, start noticing some more of these YouTube people like us. And, well, we're not of diverse nature, but, you know, I don't mean like, I just mean as in general, you know, they're out there. Start using their critiques, you know?
Dead School. Does Brie Larson really smell? I hear that. I don't know anything about her personal hygiene, but I did see her one movie where she was just in her underwear. She kind of looked like she had a dirty ass. So not, but I'm sure she's a lovely young lady. So. And
you really looked.
Oh yeah. I am a connoisseur of adult films, so I, you know. Okay. What else we got
Highest
here?
heights. Are there any good movie franchises that haven't been or legally can't be sold off and rebooted? God forbid Back to the Future be remade.
I think Francis Ford Coppola does not want the Godfather reboot.
Yeah, I'm sure if a lot of these people have say over it. I'm sure Steven Spielberg would never allow Jaws to be remade. See, and then you have the thing with the 30 or 35 year copyright deal, which we've talked quite a bit about lately with a lot of things, which is funny because Ghostbusters was brought up earlier, and one of our correspondents, Matt Weiss, he's been keeping an eye out for any indication that perhaps like Dan Aykroyd might be going after the Ghostbuster copyright. Mm-hmm. You know, because the whole deal is if you're the sole creator of something, after I think it's 30 or 35 years, you can go after the copyright. That's why James Cameron. We kept talking John Connor earlier. James Cameron got the rights back to Terminator and all that kind of stuff. So you never know about that possibility. That's always up in the air. So there's a lot of franchises like that are getting to that age where a lot of these original creators might come out of the woodwork, and we might see some revivals of some 30, 40-year-old properties. You never know.
Yeah. Gino X 1987. What do you think? What do you think of cosplay models being trained to become actors? Why not? I mean, you gotta get your start somewhere. I think they should be costume designers, if anything.
Right.
Let me see. Steven Anderson, Godfather is up to Mario Puzo. He wrote the original novel, but it's all about the movie rights and the director and how that. I mean, the rights to remake a movie. And believe it or not, Mario Puzo used to work for Marvel back in the day.
Well, and Hitchcock had a lot of stipulations on how his movies could and when they could be remade and all that kind of shit, from what I remember. So I'm sure a lot of these directors and companies that own the production companies have like certain stipulations on that and say over that.
Yeah. Will Griffin, how about a reboot of Krull? Yes, I wouldn't mind seeing a reboot of Krull, because that's a world that is deep, but you know it wasn't fully explored. Graham Strauss, how about training cosplayers as assassins? Speaking of assassins, I wonder if archers aren't. Did you ever watch Channel Awesome? I would occasionally watch Channel Awesome.
Yeah, I'm a fan of them.
I like them. I like what they do.
A few of the people on there.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the politics that went down afterwards, but yeah.
Tamara's never seen is good.
Yeah.
How about directing Evil Lash 3373? How about Tommy Wiseau directing a Star Wars movie? No.
Yeah, he couldn't do worse than Roundhead.
Problem. At least you know it would be bad, but then there's that one chance in a million that it might actually be pretty. J2.0 plans to review the Jurassic World sequel. I wasn't planning on seeing it.
I was thinking about going tonight, and I opted out. I might make a double feature of that and The Incredibles this weekend, and just pay for The Incredibles. No, I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of Jurassic World. So.
Twin River 100. Do you have any suggestions to effectively research topics to make a well-rounded argument? Depends what it is. I mean,
Don't go with one source. That's number one. That's one thing we always try to do, is find as many sources as we can on something before we take it as,
Yeah. And if, like you said, you always have to look at the source, you have to scrutinize, see if they're saying the same thing. Don't be afraid to actually go to sources that are not dedicated to whatever you're looking at. Like I frequently like to go to New York Times for a lot of stuff,
right?
Because I know I can trust them to a large degree.
Highest heights again. Do you have a favorite bad to mediocre movie that you think deserves a shot and new improved reboot? Actually, I've brought up quite a few times a few titles, but there's always good ones out there that are old bad movies that could be remade in a better way. And that's the problem, is the companies don't look at those movies. They look at something that they know the audience is going to know. You know, instead of getting a Ghoulies remake, we're going to get a Gremlins remake. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I keep saying Flash Gordon. I'd love to see what you could do with Flash Gordon now.
Yeah. I mean, they redid Willard really good with Crispin Glover, but I don't like the PG-13 version. I like the original R version before it got cut. You know, there's always stuff that could be mined that hasn't been touched yet. That with the right people behind it, it can be good. You know, so
random game user remake of Nudist Colony of the Dead would be hilarious. Yes, yes, it probably would be. I expect to see that on USA Up All Night.
I actually was writing a musical version of Night of the Living Dead for the longest time, but I think the rights got changed now, so I don't know if I can continue to write that or not. So, yeah.
Gino X 1987. Would Disney ever consider adapting a big name anime IP with the same love Marvel gets? Well, Big Hero 6 was sort of fits into that mold.
Disney has good intentions, but outside of Marvel, they just haven't had that much luck. I mean, Star Wars was okay for a little bit, but so many variables can be brought into that. Like, yeah, The Force Awakens did really well because it was the first Star Wars movie in 20 years, and, you know, crap like that. But they kind of, to me, it was like Pixar went down a notch the moment Disney bought them, and they took John Lasseter and spread him out between the two studios. Yeah, it made Disney animation a little better, but Pixar animation suffered because of that, if you ask me. I haven't been a big fan of the Pixar movies for years, outside of Inside Out, and you know, Finding Dory was better than I thought it was going to be. I have yet to watch, obviously, Incredibles 2, but...
Oliver Smith, did you ever watch College Humor? Yes, I like their fake cable company ad.
I like Batman too. That's just funny. The Batman parodies.
Oh yeah. Let's see what else. What else we got here?
Are they still making the He-Man X Barbie film? Says Charles Hodge, or asked Charles Hodge. No, I think they.
No, not unless it's going to be on Robot Chicken.
I think they canceled that idea. That was right next to the Aunt May idea.
Catsith, live action Voltron. No, don't do it. There's actually some concept art out there floating around for live action Voltron, which actually looks really good.
It's about due.
And now with CGI, you could do it. You could actually do it pretty well.
No,
well, seriously, watch Voltron: Legendary Defender. I mean, really, it's one that Cobra Kai are what you can do when you respect a property. Did you guys ever watch the Castlevania show on Netflix? No, I haven't. I probably should, though.
No, but I've heard it's good. Yeah, I haven't got a chance to. I don't have Netflix right now. I haven't had it for a while. How about Attack of the Killer Tomatoes? It even spawned a kids' cartoon-ass time flop. Yeah, that's a good example. It might be a little too meta now. But
Hi, Studio. Did you guys cover the drama with Lethal Weapon TV series?
No, not really.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there's is there a lot of drama there?
Well, yeah, the main star's getting recast this year because of a bunch of horse shit behind the scenes. That's about all I really know about it. Who would we pick Will Griffin for a Fantastic Four movie?
Brad Bird. Joe Johnston.
To make it, yeah. That's your best picks there. As far as casting wise, I have no idea. When is Judgment Day? Asked Tim's Augustine.
Judgment
Day is
June whatever, right? I can't remember.
It's like August 17th, 1997.
We're overdue. Okay, guys. Few
more questions here because it's getting past Rob's bedtime. Yeah.
Okay. I picked The Incredibles for a Fantastic Four movie. The Incredibles is a Fantastic Four movie. Do you have any guesses for the Orville season 2? Yes, it will be awesome. That's my guess. Did you ever watch Nickelodeon? I used to love Nickelodeon.
Oh, yeah, back in the day, yeah.
Roundhouse was actually pretty good.
I'd probably quit watching Nickelodeon in the mid-90s. My kid watched it here and there, but yeah.
Ren and Stimpy, I mean?
Yeah, here and there, yeah. I wasn't as big a Ren and Stimpy fan as a lot of people were. It was alright.
Rob, how much would you pay for a Judge Dredd sleep machine? One of the sleep machines that compresses all your sleep and yeah, but then I'd have way too much time on my hands.
Vota Saxon is currently creating a fan edit of Ghostbusters 2016. Is that would be something? I don't know, man. I don't know if you can fix that. Unless you just replace it with the original movie. I don't know.
Some things are just so foobar that.
Yeah.
Salute your shorts. Hey, dude. You need to go watch. I always say that the parents on Rugrats were horribly neglectful toward those kids.
Draven G, do you think DC should take some of their canceled movie scripts like Superman Lives and Justice League Mortal and adapt them into animated films? Yes. Yes, I do.
Oliver Smith, Cartoon Network. Did you watch it? I still watch it.
Reboot Beverly Hills Cop. No. They actually were going to do a TV series of that not too long ago, and they actually shot a pilot, and CBS turned it down. But we got STD.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy was a producer and was involved, by the way, along with Judge Reinhold, too.
Did you hear of the Are You Afraid of the Dark movie being planned? No, I didn't, but it's probably going to be more like the Goosebumps vein, I would imagine. What are your thoughts on Disney Comcast bid for Fox? Check last night's show.
Yeah, we don't think Comcast is going to come in with anything. I don't think they have the assets Disney does in the end.
Tim Augustin, what's the craziest thing you heard Andre do when recording a video?
You could listen to the outtakes and bloopers we have on the Patreon, and we actually have a second part coming real soon.
Andre's first language is not English, so it is kind of amusing to hear him stumble a bit.
Otherwise, it's really funny to hear him either laugh at something or get frustrated because he's fucking up. That's about it. Otherwise, he's pretty low key, so he's never really done anything or said anything outrageous.
Daniel
Rob's lost it a
DB
few times.
Oh yeah. Daniel DB 631 is STD dead, or do you imagine it recovering eventually? They're gonna keep that reanimated corpse lumbering around as long as possible. They are not going to pull the plug on that. They're gonna, like I said, they're gonna beat that to a liquefied goo.
Will there be a Andre and Harvey crossover, Oliver Smith? I don't know. That's one thing that hasn't happened yet, and don't read into this in any way, but Doomcock and Andre still haven't met face-to-face yet. We have to get that to happen.
Tim Augustin, how much do I have to pay to hear him rap about Judge Dredd? Oh, I'm not sure.
Not much, probably. He loves talking to Judge Dredd.
Yeah, so. He does. It's
just a matter of catching him. I tried getting the other day for a live show. He's just so busy. We're so far behind with stuff that, because he's got so much going on in his personal life, too. So,
yeah,
just like everybody else.
Oh, yeah, he's got a wife. I mean, he's got to keep that wife happy.
Studo, don't hate me for thinking Andre was Doomcock. I know better now. Yeah, it's really. I would think it'd be really hard for Andre to fake that accent like that.
People thought I was Doomcock for ages.
Yeah, well, yeah, or me, if you did. But yeah,
I want to hear Andre cursing in his native language. I don't know.
You could hear him cursing on the outtakes.
Fuck. I hope to see it. Oliver Smith, I hope to see Matt and Harvey spinoff.
Oh, jeez. As in Mundane Matt?
Yeah, probably.
They'd make good roommates, probably.
Uh,
Q versus Ray.
Q's omnipotent.
There's your answer, Mephiphililith 78.
I actually wrote. My brother Dave runs trivia on Thursday nights at a bar here, and I wrote a trivia question, and I told my other brother that you will be able to tell which question I wrote I wrote because it actually has context. It actually has a definitive answer, and it was actually about Q on Star Trek: The Next Generation. So, yeah.
Plus, he's a better actor.
Oh. Hear of that new Doom movie being made? No,
yes,
I have not.
heard about it, but I don't have a huge interest in it, I guess. I've never been, and this is, I know, probably sacrilege being a nerd. I've never been a fan of first-person shooter games or first-person games in general.
Yeah. I'm not terribly a huge fan of first-person shooter games.
Right? Yeah, I'm just not. I don't know why. Sorry. Which is weird because I don't mind the VR, but that's a little different because I can actually turn my head and look around. That's part of my problem, I think, with first-person games. Is it seems like your range of sight is very limited.
Yeah. Could Q use his omnipotence to make Ray into a relatable character? I think there's some things beyond even his power.
What game genres do I like? GTA. I like sports.
Grand Theft Auto.
I'm not a big racing fan.
I like racing games. I do like racing games.
My kid does, but I'm not a big racing game fan. To me, they're all the same. So.
Well,
I like classic games.
Yeah, classic games are always good. I love Pilot Wings. One of the games I actually bought, I played the absolute hell. NBA 2K13. I bought that. I played the hell out of it. You know, the bad part about the 2K games is that they turn off the servers pretty quickly. So, no, you know,
I always like stuff like SimCity and stuff. I don't know if you call those strategy games or I like StarCraft.
Strategy.
I almost called it Disney. Star Wars had a what did you say it was called? Battlegrounds, similar game to StarCraft. Yeah,
Galactic Battlegrounds.
Yeah, that's another one I liked. But yeah, good old arcade games too are always good. NBA Jam was fun.
Yeah. Road Rash was fun.
Yeah, that's a fun racing game. If there's more to it than just the racing, I'll enjoy a racing game a little bit more. But otherwise, to me, they just always get so monotonous.
I actually downloaded on the emulator Sprint, which is an old black and white arcade game from the 70s. It was like, wow, we've come a long way. Come on, guys, a few more questions here.
Yeah, well, I'll call it a night. Because it's pretty late for Rob. But I think he got a nap, so don't tell anybody.
I fell asleep during the NBA draft. And the Knicks took Kevin Knox. I'm like, how are they going to screw this up?
Anthony Alteri asks, I have a Star Wars question. I'm fine with all the female characters, but why are they all British?
Because, let me let you know a little secret, Anthony. British actors work cheaper than American actors.
That does seem to be better for some reason. I don't know.
But I'm not making that up. British act. If you're in a union overseas like BAFTA, the British Association for Television and Radio Artists, you can actually be paid under the SAG minimums, the Screen Actors Guild minimums, and not have the studio be penalized. Plus, it helps them and it helps them market the movie overseas because it makes the movie seem less American. And directors have a major hard-on for British talent because it makes them, because in the eyes of their peers, it legitimizes them. And the Academy loves Brits too. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, not only that, I think they're a little bit more memorable than a lot of American actresses, and like Studo pointed out, a lot of the stuff they do for Star Wars is filmed over in Pinewood, so then I'm sure that helps with taxes and certain other things, because, you know, if you film a movie in Canada, a certain amount of the crew and actors have to be Canadian, etc. You know, there's always these rules as far as like the taxes and stuff when you film in these places. Will you
random
ever
game
cover
users.
any Doctor Who news now that the main character is female and any backlash in the series arrives? Vote to Sax on 07S. The problem with that is I don't think any of us here are really huge Doctor Who fans, or at least we don't follow it.
I like Doctor Who.
It, but and the problem is, since there's really only 3 of us working, it's tough. We have a couple people who write for us, but you know, it takes a lot of time just to do the stuff we do. So we try to find as many people as we can who are a little bit more into those properties and stuff to write scripts or start scripts for us and stuff. So you never know. It's a possibility. I just wouldn't expect it anytime soon. Go ahead. Next question.
Dark Slayer, am I on the East Coast? Yes, I am. The New York area. Got to guess where though.
Geno X 1987. With Disney buying Fox, is there a chance they would reboot the AVP franchise for new ideas? I don't know about doing the mixture of the two, but depending on how this new Predator movie pans out, that'll matter, and I'm sure they'll try and do something with Alien in the future.
Will Griffin, if you had to be a Watchmen character, who would you be? I'd be Night Owl because then I get to bang the Malin Ackerman.
I'd be the blue dude. What's his name? Oh God, I'm trying.
Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan. Thank you.
Yeah, he's swinging some pipe.
Yeah, well, you know, and he could make more multiples of himself. I could really use that some days.
Mm-hmm. Will there ever be a red versus blue movie? Will they fang it up? No idea.
Any hope for Columbia Studios? Asked Cameron Janad. They were looking okay for a little bit there, but it'll be hard to say. They haven't had a very big year this year. I don't think they haven't had any breakout hits or anything, have they?
Columbia is just the banner. Is just a Sony banner.
Well,
really.
she said so. She said Sony. So, I don't know. It depends on how good Venom does. That's like the only real big movie they got this year, ain't it?
Yeah.
What else they got this year?
I don't think anybody. I haven't seen anything. How
do we think Watchmen will fare for HBO J 2.0? It'll probably do all right. They'll probably put a lot of wieners and boobs in it, though.
Ooh, dark and gritty Watchmen with lots of nudity.
We already got that. So it'll be more like some more Zack Snyder Watchmen, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Carl Urban so good at everything, Tim Augustine? Well, because he's Carl Urban.
Yeah, there you go. You go. What business does a man, a dwarf, and an elf have in the Riddermark? Speak quickly. I never knew that. I never knew that was Carl Urban, but really, that's Carl Urban? No way.
How can Disney make Star Wars great again in China? Asks Abendroid. It's never been big in China.
No.
Great. You would think it'd almost be up their alley too, but
China only started releasing Western movies within the last few years, which is why they never got Star Wars.
And Star Wars to them now they're just like, oh, how quaint, you know. It's
what the hell is this? Why should I care? Yeah, it's you're coming in the middle story. I mean, they love Guardians of the Galaxy, they love the Avengers, they love Iron Man. Do you think Sebastian Jackson, do you think Warner Brothers would use Doomsday Clock to reboot the DCU? I thought they were going to do with Flashpoint.
He might mean, I don't know, but I thought Flashpoint, they were going to do that now. I don't know anymore. I never know. They've got 20 things in development, and we'll be lucky to see one of them.
Alexander, I don't know who Alexander, Mephilis 78. Your opinion on Alexander Siddig as Doctor Who. Also, do you think Steven Spielberg's Star Wars would be good?
10 years ago. I don't know if Spielberg's got it in him anymore. After I saw Ready Player One, I was just like, this is just, I don't know, Spielberg trying to be Spielberg. You know, like when a band tries to do a album like 20 years after they did an album, they just aren't the same. I don't know who he is either, Alexander Siddig. Somebody out there say something he's been in before.
I think I think he's Dr. Bashir from
yeah,
Deep
that's what
Space
this
Nine.
one guy. Yeah, that Harvey guy just said that. Harv guy said that. Yeah.
He's all right. I mean, he's good. I liked him. I liked him as Dr. Bashir. He was also good on 24 before he got blown up. So, I guess he'd be good.
Yeah, that Harv guy also said because China went with 3D. Blah. I like 3D. And actually, Lucas was planning on releasing the entire 6 movies in 3D. They have been converted, as far as I know, but Disney's just been sitting on them. We of course got the first Phantom Menace here in the U.S. in 3D, and I think they showed Episode 2 at one of the Star Wars conventions. I can't remember which one. But yeah, the Disney's just been sitting on them. They were supposed to release them a couple of years back with The Force Awakens on 3D, but they never did.
Mayu Bausuda, whatever. Sorry, I butchered that name. He was Raj Al Ghul in Gotham. Anyone still watching that? That's still on?
That guy? Isn't that the guy who plays... yeah, I kind of know who you're talking about now. Yeah, I suppose. I don't really have an opinion on that. I haven't seen Doctor Who in probably 20 years. I know that's sad.
Yeah, well, I was watching, and then what's his face? Peter Capaldi was actually pretty good for the first season.
Sorry to hear that, my fellow 78.
Yeah, Peter Capaldi was pretty good, but then I kind of fell out of it, and Oliver Smith, do you ever watch Rooster Teeth? No, I do not.
Yep. I'm not sure what that is.
No. Aben Droid, if Marvel hires Henry Cavill, I think Henry Cavill, which superhero should he be? I think he should be Forbush Man. Either or Evil Lash. Yeah, my interest tanked into his first season. Yeah. Sebastian Jackson, is there a comic book series, indie Marvel that you currently read? It's never been adapted for TV or movies. Yeah, I answered that last night. Road Trooper, Strontium Dog was actually pretty good. Machine Man was good. I'd love to see a Machine Man series.
Yeah, Robert Suarez, good job on recently the Digital Bits episode. Love Joe Dante's Hidden Gems. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Talking Blue with the Digital Bits, it's a great show. We talked about the fact that Joe Dante's, a lot of his movies just don't get... A lot of people forget some of the movies he's directed, like The Burbs and stuff like that. They usually just go right to The Howling or Inner Space or Gremlins, and it's like, oh yeah, he's done this and that and the other, and this and that and the other, and you know, even Looney Tunes Back in Action doesn't get any notice ever either. I mean, it falls apart in the third act, but I thought it was a pretty good movie. How about an Expanse movie? I'm sure that would be something Amazon would be up for if the show does well for them.
Tim Augustin, have you been watching Whose Line Is It?
No.
Colin Rain Forever. No, I actually haven't been watching this new season.
I don't have
TV. I used to watch it when Drew Carey was the host. Are you guys watching Cloak and Dagger? I want to watch Cloak and Dagger. I want to watch Cloak and Dagger.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's on demand actually, and I think it's on streaming. Why does this little gnat keeps flying on my screen?
Yeah, all I have right now is Amazon, Hulu, and YouTube and stuff like that. So I don't even have Netflix or TV. So my viewing is limited. I don't have the time to watch half the stuff I want to watch anyway. So. Yep.
What do you guys, Memphis 78? What do you guys think about George R. R. Martin's sci-fi thing coming out? Not that big a fan of George R. R. Martin. I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones first?
Yeah.
The books anyway. I don't know. I get it. Yeah. I still haven't watched Game of Thrones. I know you haven't either. Have you, Rob, or have you?
No. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Like the only two nerds in the world who haven't. It's sad.
Yeah, I don't want to jump into it now. Ian Giovanni, did anyone wait?
Did anybody what?
No, I have not watched it. Yeah, did anyone?
Oh, Runaways.
Runaways, yeah.
I think I watched the first episode and I got bored with it.
Vote Saxon, any thoughts on Matt Groening's new animated Netflix show? Really? I've never heard of this, actually.
No, yeah, I didn't know he had one.
That Harv guy, the books will finish George R. Martin.
Probably.
Tim Augustin, where have all the good men gone? Where are all the gods?
We do need another hero. Jim Steinman wrote that. The guy who did most of Meatloaf stuff, yeah.
Okay. I used to say there was that Paula Cole song, "Where Have All the Cowboys Gone?" I'd say that's the Ford truck. That's like a Chevy Trucks commercial. The cowboys are driving Chevy Trucks. The background showing about the demon girl with the elf.
No, that's first I heard about it too. Yeah. See, we're so out of the loop, guys. Man. We don't.
I'm actually disappointed I haven't been watching Harmon Quest. So I mean, speaking of Harmon Quest, actually, there's going to be a full, complete series, the community Blu-ray set. So,
yes, yeah, I sent you the link for that earlier.
Yeah.
Have we ever been to VidCon? No, I can't afford that, man. I wish. He's poor.
I found out when I was used to be watching a couple of YouTube people's channels. I found that there's things like Playlist Live. There's like these Webby Awards. I mean, really, all this for YouTube? Well, who knew?
Which universe are we communicating from, Daniel DB631?
The universe where I'm a clown made of candy.
Yeah. Clown made of candy.
Did you ever see the Bill Burr cartoon on Netflix? No, I'm not a huge fan of Bill Burr. When I was in Copenhagen, I went to Copenhagen, Denmark. They actually had posters all over the place. Bill Burr was going to be playing there like 2 weeks after I was leaving. I'm like, I couldn't get that means I couldn't get out of Copenhagen fast enough.
The only reason I know who he is because he's been on Hollywood Babylon. That's it. With Kevin Smith. That's the only reason. In case you haven't noticed, I'm dedicated to getting some Midnight's Edge musical theater. Harvey, Ren, Rob, Tim Augustine says, "Hey, I'm all for it. Write us some songs."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Graham Strauss, what do you think of the apparent Orville casting shakeup?
Yeah, you were talking about that, weren't you?
Yeah, apparently Halston Sage is they say that she's gonna have a smaller role. She might not be on the entire season of
which
the
character
Orville
was
for season
that?
2.
That was
Alara.
Yeah. Isn't that the one that's dating Seth MacFarlane, or was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twin River 100. Any good vote Saxon 07. Any good Netflix recommendations? Like I said, Voltron Legendary Defender, Daredevil season 1 and 2.
I was to say I haven't seen anything new. Yeah, I couldn't recommend anything new.
Actually, A Stupid and Futile Gesture. I always recommend it.
Yeah, that's another thing I got to watch when I get it back.
Which is the movie about the short life and untimely death of Doug Kenny, founder of National Lampoon magazine.
Oh yeah, and then there was that Man of the Moon documentary. I actually watched that before I lost Netflix. That was pretty good.
Twin River 100. Would you ever do a panel with Bob Chipman? Why not? I don't think Bob's really that bad a guy. I mean, that's going to anger a lot of people, but I don't think personally he's probably not. He's probably an all right guy, but I'd probably sit down and have a beer with him. But he's got opinions like everybody. Yeah, some you agree with, some you disagree with. That's all. Favorite class of starship from Star Trek?
Junior high. Oh, you mean yeah.
I like the Galaxy
one
class.
In that movie. I don't care. They're all. To me, I'm not so much into the ships and stuff. I'm more into the characters. So
yeah. If you guys have Hulu, watch The Handmaid's Tale. Okay, I actually see the.
We tried to get Doomcock on tonight. Sorry, Gary. We couldn't get a hold of him.
Okay, couple more questions. Couple more questions, guys.
Yeah, we're at an hour, so we might as well.
Okay. I finally got that gnat that's been crawling on my screen.
Have we ever watched Fox's Border Town? No, I have not.
No, I have not.
Don't have TV. Yeah. And I don't like how Hulu's set up anymore either. It's very difficult to find anything.
All right, come on, keep it coming, guys. Or else I'm gonna have to go to Pornhub. You don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want to get Rob distracted with Pornhub. We'll never get him back. Would you guys consider doing a documentary about the past trouble productions for genre movie, i.e. Alien 3? We do have an Alien...
yes, we have an Alien...
Sebastian.
And that was a biatch for me to record.
I'm supposed to sing Rockabye Baby to try and get you to fall asleep.
When I was in a hospital visiting someone actually, and actually what's cool is this hospital they play Rockabye Baby whenever a baby is born in the hospital, and they played over the entire intercom system so you can hear it no matter where you are. And I'm like, oh, it's so cool.
And no, we haven't reviewed the new X-Files yet, Mephilus 78, and I've watched the Cleveland show for about 5 minutes once Oliver Smith. That's about all I can handle.
Will you see more questions if you change top chat to live chat? I don't know.
Maybe. Let me try it.
Who did you see? Twin River 100, did you see 2013 Walter Mitty? What did you think? I can only take Ben Stiller in small doses, so no, I did not see it. Monkey Zor, what makes you happy? Lots of beer. New episodes of Archer. I don't know. You want to see me happy? You really want to see what I look like when I'm happy? If A Hard Day's Night is on, I will sit down and I will watch every single frame with a huge smile on my face. And porn, that's right.
Yeah, it won't let me change it to live chat for some reason, I don't think.
You just got the Hard Day's Night
Blu-ray, yeah.
Blu-ray, yeah. I have the Miramax release, which apparently is
pretty good.
Yeah.
But the Blu-ray looks amazing.
I'm gonna have to get
Criterion did it.
Oh, okay. What type of beer? Actually, Anchor Steam and Anchor California Lager.
I don't drink beer.
I also like Macallan, which is good single malt Scotch.
I could probably get arrested for saying that, but no, I don't. Where I come from, if I say I don't like beer.
Any thoughts on Jurassic World? I haven't seen it yet. It's supposed to be good, supposed to be not that good, but
the newest one or Jurassic World?
Jurassic World. Just as Jurassic World.
The last movie, I thought it was great the first time I saw it when it was called Jurassic Park. Yeah, that's about all I can say. It was not that great, so I'm not jumping out to go see the second one.
Yeah. Vote Saxon07. Do you think the reaction of directors such as Paul Feig and Ryan Roundhead Johnson are affecting the escalation of online trolls, and what would be the best way to deal with it? Don't say anything. That's the best way to deal with it. Yes, they are affecting it. I mean, it's like when you have poison ivy and you just keep scratching, you just make it worse. So just tell them to shut up. Shut your mouths. That's all I got to say about that. Just shut your mouths. Know your role and shut your hole. Mayan to Tantu Basuda. Any idea what Max Landis is working on now? Max Landis is currently working as a Monback.
On his hair?
He's working as a Monback. You know what a Monback is?
No, actually, I don't.
It's when you stand behind a truck. Monback, Monback, Monback. Bring the car up. You want a coat of wax on that?
Monkey Zor wants to know what Andre thinks of Doomcock. The truth, he didn't really think he didn't get him at first.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he still does or not, but he's like, you guys like him. The people seem to like him. I don't get it, but maybe that's because they're too much alike in some ways. I don't know. No, just kidding. No, Andre's nowhere near a supervillain in the least. No, but I'm sure if they ever meet, it'll be different.
Yeah, they would get on pretty good if they get.
I don't think he understands the whole
Doomcock
persona per se.
It's very high concept. Yeah. Steven Anderson, is Max Landis a huge wanker? He appears to be. Yes. Max Landis is the epitome of privilege. I mean, there's a saying, born on third base, and he thinks he hit a triple.
Well, it's just, he's one of those, he'll say something really smart that I agree with, or he'll come up with a really cool idea that I think is neat, and then he'll go say something really stupid. And it's like, I don't know.
All right. Craver Saints 2021. When Marvel gets the X-Men rights back, which villains would you prefer to see? I would like to see, well, you know, I don't want to say Magneto. Arcade, actually. Arcade might be kind of fun.
Yeah. Robert Suarez.
When they get to... Okay, yeah.
So did the guys fundraising for TLJ reshoot really raise $38 million with a Google form? If they did, that's the first I heard about it. Last we knew, it was only like $270,000. So,
well, I took a look at the website. It was up to 4. I don't know how accurate it is. I thought it said 400. I don't know how accurate the website is, but it said 49 million.
Wow.
I don't know how. Again, I don't know how accurate that is. Tim Augustin, would you be honored or offended if you became hack frauds on the level of Red Letter Media? I'm already a hack fraud.
I was going to say, yeah. I look up to him, so I guess it wouldn't be that bad. I don't always agree with him, but...
Vote Saxon, any thoughts or worries on the future of YouTube as a video streaming platform? They're making it more difficult for everybody.
Yes,
they really
much.
are. We heard news that Amazon actually might be working on an alternative to YouTube. We hope that gets off the ground.
Yeah, which is why we reiterate super chats, Patreon stuff. If you guys can even give us $1 or something, that helps. We don't like to pander, or not pander. What's the word I'm looking for?
Beg.
Well, no, there's another word that's
plead, beg.
I'm trying to think. Anyway, it's getting late.
Like that. Yeah.
Are we getting Midnight's Edge after brunch? I don't know. I've thought about doing a live show by myself too during the day, just to take your guys' questions and stuff and see how that goes. But
yeah,
it's not as fun. It's not as fun on my own, but because then it's harder for me to deal with everything too. But we're always trying. We're always trying to get guests on and stuff, and it's not as easy as you think. That's why we're also trying to figure out the best time to do the show, because to work around everybody's schedule is a nightmare. So, and Rob's got a bad time.
Yeah. All right. Good. Yeah. If I don't get back to the orphanage by 2 a.m., they sell my stuff. So. All right. Couple more questions, guys. Couple more. Make them good ones here.
What's our take on the Chris Hardwick, Chloe Dykstra, Patty Hearst drama triangle? We don't get into that kind of stuff on the channel unless it has specifically to do with a movie. We very rarely cover any of that kind of news. So, Midnight's Edge jumps the shark. That's pretty much what After Dark is. Pedal. Thank you, Mephelis78. That's the word I was looking for. Pedal.
He's the... Yeah.
It's late. I need my meds. I'm glad you enjoy Talking Blue, Robert Suarez. And everything that we get from Talking Blue actually goes to the digital bits, as far as I know. So I think all of it does.
Yeah. Tim Augustin, Ren's actually not here. Actually, that's
she's not even there. Does it say Ren's with us? Sorry about that if it does. Yes, it does. I fixed it. The last minute.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, we want to thank you for joining us. We got one more good question. One or two. One more
good question, guys. Make it a good one.
What do we have in the pipeline? Well, we have a lot in the pipeline, actually. We got some great interviews coming up. I can say this now because it's been a little bit. I got one interview coming up here with Tom McLaughlin, who directed Friday the 13th Part 6 and a few other things. And we also have a video on the Ant-Man drama, so people can quit saying we've never covered anything Marvel's done wrong. or had any issues with. That's one thing I will say, and I think I'm going to keep the rest under wraps for now because we don't want Andre to get pissed at us. So.
Yeah, when's the new Trek log dropping?
Oh, balls. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, guys. I really do. There was so much stuff going on behind the scenes that there was Ant-Man drama on the first film with the whole
Edgar Wright and Peyton,
yeah, stuff like that, Steven Anderson. But yeah, there was some circumstances. We've got an episode in the pipeline. It is recorded. It just needs to be finished up. I've been working on so much other stuff that I just haven't got to it yet, but it is on my agenda. So hopefully soon. And we finished up all the audio for the cartoons and everything, so everything like that's done. It's just a matter of me getting it put together, and I'm only one man. So
okay. Well, anyway, guys, it's getting late. I'm on the East Coast. We'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We'd like to thank everybody for your questions. As always, if you like what we do, drop a like, subscribe. Check us out on Patreon. You get all kinds of bonus goodies for becoming a Patreon member. And as I always say, if you cannot join us, if you cannot become a member on Patreon, just subscribe, share, and as always, we cannot, and share the hell out of it because we cannot do this without you. So, like I said, we'd love to we'd love to keep going, but it is bedtime for Bonzo. So one more time, I'm Rob Robot Shlomo.
I am Tom Connors.
Thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next time.